family members say Nathi Mthethwa was killed, refute French police's report that he jumped to his death. Close associates say he knew he was about to die and told them about his death just before he disappeared from home. Imagine receiving a phone call that shatters your world. That's what happened to the family of Nathi Mthethwa, South Africa's ambassador to France, when they learned of his death in Paris. But the official narrative doesn't sit right with them. They believe he was murdered. The investigation into the death of Nkosinathi Emmanuel Nathi Mthethwa, South Africa's envoy to France, is far from over. While French authorities point to suicide, his family is demanding answers, convinced that he was the victim of foul play and that a cover-up is currently in motion. But there are other, more unsettling details emerging, reports of ghost visions, premonitions of death that Mthethwa shared with his closest confidants. What do these visions mean? And why is the family so certain that he didn't take his own life? We're examining every angle, every piece of evidence, to uncover the truth behind this puzzling and tragic case. The family's stance has grown stronger in recent days, with members expressing doubt over the official account from French authorities. They point to inconsistencies and a lack of clear evidence, suggesting that foul play cannot be ruled out.
Sithe sifika lapha ekhaya indaba isigcwele zonke inkalo nomndeni usuyayazi. Kwalimaza kakhulu komndeni lokho, kwalimaza nathi uqobo. Asibanga sisakwazi ukuthi sichaze inkulumo le besinikwe yona ngoba umndeni bonke abantu emphakathini bese basukwahlula thina besitshela indaba.
Mthethwa's relatives have welcomed the arrival of South African investigators in France, hoping this step will uncover the truth they seek. His brother, Nathi Mthethwa, has shared that the family remains focused on getting all the facts, emphasizing that their pursuit is about clarity rather than distrust. With loved ones gathered in their village home in Gwambonambi, on the north coast of KwaZulu-Natal, they await updates from those on the ground in Paris, including Mthethwa's widow, Philisiwe Buthelezi, who has been handling matters there firsthand.
Difficult times for the family, even more difficult for my sister. She's trying under the circumstances. I think the good thing is that you have got some family members as well who actually, were assisting in terms of comforting her. My brother, Dr. Siso Buthelezi, as you know, he has been there since Tuesday morning last week. And fortunately, my daughter as well. She actually works in Paris for BNP Paribas. So on the first day when we heard about the passing away of our brother-in-law, she was the first one to be there to go and actually comfort her aunt. So family helps a lot. Difficult as it is, difficult for my sister, but obviously we know that at the end of the day, it is what it is. Whatever happened, we just want answers so that you can have closure on this chapter. Thank you. I think with all the challenges which we are experiencing and the delays, at the end of the day, his body has to come back to South Africa. When, nobody knows exactly, but from the discussions that we have been having with the authorities in France, they actually promised by tomorrow, latest by Tuesday. Obviously, as you know, there has to be an autopsy completed before they can actually hand over the body to the family.
On one occasion, while visiting a graveyard for African soldiers from World War II, Mthethwa spoke thoughtfully about uncollected spirits, expressing concern that some souls remained unrested without family rituals to guide them home. This insight into his character paints a picture of a man attuned to the spiritual world, which now adds layers to the mystery of his final days. The events leading up to Mthethwa's death began to unfold on a Monday afternoon when his wife last saw him, as he prepared for a cocktail event. That evening, she received a troubling message from his phone, in which he apologized and indicated an intent to end his life. Alarmed, she alerted authorities when he did not return home by late night. His body was found the next morning on the pavement outside the 137-meter-tall Hyatt Regency Hotel in Paris, where he had checked in. French prosecutors have confirmed the message's content, but the family questions whether it truly came from him or if coercion was involved. They highlight how technology can be manipulated, pointing out that messages might appear authentic even under duress. Details from the preliminary French investigation have emerged, revealing that Mthethwa booked the hotel room on September 15th for a stay from September 28th to 29th. He later changed it to September 29th to 30th, checking in on the first of those dates. Security footage from the hotel shows him entering the room alone, with no one else accessing it before or after. Investigators have reviewed the cameras thoroughly, confirming no signs of entry by others, which they say rules out immediate suspicions of someone waiting inside or entering later. A pair of scissors is believed to have been used to force open the window on the 22nd floor, from which he fell. Personal items, including a hat, coat, and remote control, were later handed over to his wife as preparations for repatriating his remains continue. French authorities have stated they will not release the body until the cause of death is fully determined, with an autopsy report expected soon. In response to the family's concerns and the high-profile nature of the case, South Africa's acting police minister, Professor Firoz Kachelia, has deployed a team of 5 experienced investigators to France. Led by Major General Bongani Makashalala, the Deputy Provincial Commissioner for Crime Detection in the Western Cape, this group has arrived to collaborate with French law enforcement. The move marks an unprecedented step, as government officials note it is the first time a South African ambassador has died in the host country under such circumstances. The team aims to support the ongoing probe, ensuring transparency and gathering details that might address the family's unanswered questions. National Police spokesperson Brigadier Atsenda Mathe has indicated that the officers will receive briefings from French counterparts upon arrival, though specifics of their tasks and return timeline remain undecided. This international cooperation has restored some hope for the family, who gather in their Gwambonambi village, relying on updates from Paris. Kulegani Mthethwa has explained that while they appreciate the French efforts, having South African experts involved provides a direct line to information, helping them piece together what happened. His time as police minister included significant events that shaped public perceptions. One pivotal moment came on August 16, 2012, at the Longman Platinum Mine in Marikana, where police actions resulted in the deaths of 34 striking mine workers. Interestingly, President Cyril Ramaphosa was a director at the mine at the time. The incident drew worldwide attention, sparking debates on accountability and rights. The Farlam Commission of Inquiry later cleared Mthethwa, along with then-Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa and Mineral Resources Minister Susan Shabangu, of direct blame. Still, the shadow of that day lingered over his career. Mthethwa also faced scrutiny in the Ngandla scandal, where the public protector criticized his decision to label President Zuma's homestead a national key point, allowing for state-funded upgrades. Further allegations surfaced during the Zondo Commission on State Capture, which examined claims that 196,000 rand from a crime intelligence fund had been used to build a wall at his Gwambonambi home. Reports also suggested he used a state-purchased Mercedes-Benz SUV, though Mthethwa denied these, noting the brand was not to his taste. In 2014, he moved to the Ministry of Arts and Culture, which expanded to include sport in 2019. This period saw initiatives mixed with debates, such as the proposed 22 million rand monumental flag project, a 100-meter-high flagpole meant to symbolize unity. Mthethwa's connection to his roots remains strong. Before heading to France, he helped ensure that Marion Hill's oldest resident, 107-year-old Sarah Noble from Clawwater, received a proper home, working with local councillors. Noble passed away in April of this year. His ambassadorship placed him in a new arena, but echoes of his past followed. Comparisons have been drawn to other diplomats' deaths in Paris. 21 years ago, in October 2004, the Central African Republic's ambassador Nestor Combet-Negman, aged 60, fell from the 6th floor of his residence in what was ruled a suicide. Within South Africa, Mthethwa's case recalls other high-profile figures facing allegations who met similar ends. For example, KwaZulu-Natal ANC spokesperson and former Umzimkhulu municipality mayor Mlugegi Ndobe died by apparent suicide on November 6, 2020, at his Durban home, amid withdrawn charges related to the murder of ANC Youth League Secretary-General Sindiso Makaka.
Any closer to understanding why you think your brother-in-law apparently took his own life?
definitely that remains a mystery to all of us. We are nowhere closer to understanding that, to knowing that. So nothing has changed as far as that position is concerned from us.
Government officials have explained the deployment as a show of care for a serving ambassador, noting that France would likely do the same if roles were reversed. No diplomatic tensions are expected from this collaboration. Meanwhile, despite French police releasing Mthethwa's death certificate at the weekend, his family is still awaiting news on when his body will be repatriated and when they can travel to France. Speaking while in France, Mthethwa's brother-in-law Dr. Sifiso Buthelezi confirmed that the death certificate has been issued and released. Buthelezi said that this meant that the repatriation of the body should begin. However, the late ambassador's uncle, Musaoguphila Mthethwa, said the family was still awaiting to hear from the South African government on when the family will be able to go to France.
The death certificate was acquired yesterday, and we got the death certificate. The importance of the death certificate is that it allows, for instance, the embassy to start dealing with their processes, because there are processes of repatriating somebody who's no more. So, which is a very important thing. It allows the Department of International Relations to also do what it's supposed to do as far as this process is concerned. It also allows the health people to start looking as to what are the requirements and stuff. So it's very important as far as that is concerned, that it allows processes which require that somebody should be certified dead before you start getting into those processes. So it has unlocked that. That's the importance of the death certificate.
But you are also still waiting for the autopsy to be finalised. Have they given you a sense of when that will occur? And is there any understanding of why it's taking so long to finalise the autopsy, or is this common standard procedure?
Remember, I'm South African, so I don't know how long the processes take here, but I think if you take the circumstances under which the ambassador passed on, I think they would want to take whatever precaution they want to take. I don't know, but they said to us latest Tuesday. Remember, that's what they said. So they are still within the time frames that they had given us. That's what we communicated. But I think we'll be able to get it by Monday. I think that's when we're receiving a death certificate, we're trying to inquire, but they've never. That's not an official position. They said latest Tuesday. We're still looking at that, but we think we are going to be able they are going to be able to finish the autopsy by Monday. South Africans would know that culturally there are some cultural rituals that we do when we take somebody from one place to the other, and that thing, the people who must do it are the Mthethwas. So they'll decide who's that person or who are those people who must do that. As a Buthelezi, I can't do the Mthethwa rituals. Remember that Pilsi was married to the Mthethwas. She's a Mthethwa, so it's them who can do that. So they'll decide exactly who's going to do that.
Thanks for watching.